Welcome to this training session on logistics orchestration. First, we're going to take a look at an overview of supply chain management flows, then logistics orchestration, gaining insight into the logistics information flow, understanding the logistics product flow, and exploring the logistics finance flow. When we look at an end-to-end supply chain, there are three flows that are always present: product material service flow, the flow of information, and the flow of finance. Product typically flows from one direction from upstream to downstream, raw materials to finished goods. Each partner in the supply chain experiences this. From raw materials to finished goods, products move downstream to their final point of consumption, stopping many times throughout the life cycle. Material, however, can flow upstream in the cases of a return, recalls, damages, wrong product. Information flows both upstream and downstream. It can be argued that information is the foundation of a supply chain. Without it, the supply chain is not optimized for success. Everyone must communicate information for their partners to execute. Last but certainly not least, finance. Everyone in the supply chain is compensated for their part in the orchestration. Every customer pays a provider for services rendered. This can include the product itself, value-added service like packaging and labeling, storage of the product, and delivery of the product. Each of the orchestration subgroups can have overlap in personnel and data shared. It's very important to remember that many of the supply chain processes rely on data and action from other places for things to work smoothly. We encourage each organization we collaborate with, internal teams and partners, to not only grasp their internal orchestrations, but also understand those of their supply chain partners. We'll now take a look at the logistics orchestration. I'm going to review two scenarios that have nuances depending upon their operating model and business arrangements. In many cases, the MEH leverages a 3PL to store and ship products to the MEH customer sites. The MEH retains, controls the order to cash with the customers. The MEH communicates with the 3PL to ensure product is moved between warehouse locations, think CMO, finished goods location, direct supply, etc., and from the warehouse to customer sites. A variation of the last model is where the 3PL controls the order to cash with the end customer, taking the order and payment. The MEH still communicates with the 3PL to ensure product is moved between warehouse locations, think CMO, finished goods location, direct supply, etc. In some cases, the MEH has the ability to dictate which orders the 3PL should fulfill to the customer sites based on POs that have come in. A variation of the last model is where the 3PL controls the order to cash with the end customer, taking the order and payment. For this discussion, we will focus on the first case where the MEH handles order to cash. The logistics information flow includes two transactions: inventory balance, inventory adjustment. The inventory balance reports is a two-way communication channel for exchanging information about on-hand inventory levels. The buyer or supplier can initiate these transactions to inquire or inform. With the information, suppliers can make informed decisions about ordering, replenishment, and allocation of resources. Buyers not only share this data with the suppliers, but they can analyze inventory inquiries to identify trends, anticipate demand, and proactively manage their inventory levels. For the inventory update, suppliers will initiate this transaction when inventory levels are adjusted due to reasons like receiving new stock, shipping out orders, damage, expiration, or recalls. Inventory update is an electronic document used to notify trading partners about adjustments made to inventory levels within a warehouse or distribution center. This is particularly important in the pharmaceutical supply chain, where accurate inventory tracking is vital for regulatory compliance, product availability, and patient safety. Buyers use the information in the inventory adjustment to update their own inventory records, ensuring they have accurate information on product availability. So far, we've covered some key supply chain transactions. Now we'll see how role-based access works in Mint. The menu items on the left are dynamically controlled based on the roles assigned to a user. Users typically have roles linked to a specific orchestration, allowing them to view and interact with only those transactions. There is also a special role that provides a list view of all B2B transactions, regardless of orchestration. This broader access is useful for administrators or monitoring personnel who need full visibility across all transactions. The roles can all create and edit access or view only. This flexibility allows team members to collaborate effectively while maintaining control over sensitive information. By assigning appropriate permissions, you can ensure that everyone has the access they need to perform their tasks efficiently. This is how all the B2B transactions will look with the All Transactions Owner admin role. This allows you to view all B2B transactions in a list view, regardless of orchestration. This might be something you would assign to someone monitoring all transactions, perhaps more of an administrator. It allows them to track, search, and review everything exchanged through Mint. Think of this as your control panel, giving you a complete overview of transactions. In the next demo slides, we'll see how to navigate to this and the Commerce Orchestration page. Here we're looking at the partner's perspective of Mint transactions. They can create inventory balances and send them to you. Similarly, they can also update inventory that was affected due to damages, expiration, or recalls, etc. Pharmaco, a global pharmaceutical company, relies on its external manufacturing partners to maintain optimal inventory levels. To ensure smooth operations, Pharmaco needs accurate and timely inventory data. Which transactions were used in this process? Inventory balances, checked to assess current stock levels. Inventory updates, performed to correct stock records due to damaged items. Now we're going to take a look at the logistics product flow. As we know, logistics is about getting the right product to the right place at the right time, in the right condition, at the lowest cost. Using the transactions above, an MAH can work with 3PLs to ensure everything is done as right as possible. When I as an MAH want to instruct my 3PL to send a shipment to a customer, I'd use this transaction. This is similar to a purchase order for the warehousing world. The warehouse or 3PL uses this information to pick, pack, and ship the products detailed in the shipping order. The 3PL arranges transportation and informs the MAH of those details. This document is like an advance ship notice, ASN, for the owner of the goods. It provides confirmation and details about a shipment that has been dispatched from a warehouse or distribution center. It serves as a notification from the warehouse or 3PL provider to the owner of the goods, for example, pharmaceutical manufacturer or wholesaler, informing them about the shipment's contents, carrier information, tracking numbers, and estimated delivery date. This information is passed to the receiving entity and is used for tracking the shipment and planning for its arrival. Furthermore, the MAH can properly update their inventory records. Before moving stock between warehouses, the receiving warehouses must know what's coming. Similarly, stock transfer shipment advice notifies the receiving warehouse about an incoming transfer so they can prepare. The stock transfer shipment advice is an electronic document used to provide confirmation and details about a shipment of pharmaceutical products that has been transferred between warehouses or distribution centers. It serves as a notification from the shipping warehouse or 3PL provider to the receiving warehouse or the owner of the goods, informing them about the shipment's contents, carrier information, tracking numbers, and estimated delivery date. This is like an advance shipment notice, ASM, for the warehouses. Imagine a worker at the receiving warehouse scanning and checking received pallets. After a shipment arrives, the receiving warehouse confirms the quantity and condition of the stock. Similarly, stock transfer receiving advice ensures the stock is correctly recorded upon arrival. While we'll be demonstrating transactions through the Mint UI, you can also initiate them directly from your ERP or internal systems. Here in this demo, we are an MAH, so client, in the logistic orchestration, and we have full access to the transactions. First, we click on the main menu icon, select My Networks, select Network drop-down, select Mint Logistics Orchestration. Then Go. Here in Business Transactions is the overview of all ongoing B2B transactions. Expand the logistic client. Click the Shipping Order Transaction menu. Here we can see all shipping orders sent along with different data columns such as order ID, order state, provider and dates, etc. Click on Stock Transfer Shipment Advices. Click on Shipping Advices. Here we can view all the received shipping advices. Click on Stock Transfer Receiving Advice. Finally, we'll take a look at the logistics finance flow. In the financial flow, we have credit debit adjustment. You're a client, and after receiving an invoice, you realize there is a pricing mistake or a returned product that needs to be accounted for. What if you could instantly notify the seller about the issue and get it fixed? That's where the EDI 812 credit debit adjustment comes in. This electronic document allows you to adjust pricing discrepancies, account for returns or allowances, apply rebates or discounts, correct freight or handling charges. Here's how it works. The client kicks off the process by initiating a credit debit adjustment with all the supporting details. The provider then receives the request, reviews the information, processes the adjustment, and responds, accepting or rejecting it. Here's an example of the client credit debit adjustments. Here are some key takeaways for you. Understand your possibilities. Discover the range of transactions you can leverage to optimize your processes. Identify your priorities. Reflect on which transactions align best with your current needs and goals. Start planning. Begin mapping out how and when to implement these transactions in your workflows. Envision the impact. Consider how streamlining transactions can improve collaboration, reduce errors, and enhance efficiency. Think about the next steps you can take to bring these ideas to life. Where will you start? Thank you for your time watching this training session. If you have any further questions, please feel free to email tracelinkuniversity@tracelink.com.